Hey, good morning guys. Today's news is about the moon. A couple days ago, NASA released a big discovery. Woo! They found water on the moon, which for some of us were like, yeah, we kind of knew there was water on the moon. We knew it was frozen in those shadows, but we knew that it couldn't be on the moon in a liquid form because it was too hot during the day. So when you have sunlight on the moon, on the sunlit side of the moon, it is 260 degrees Fahrenheit. That means that any water that was there would be vaporized, boiled off. And then on the shadow side of the moon temperature is negative 290 degrees Fahrenheit. It's gonna be frozen. So how did they find water on the moon that wasn't liquid, or that wasn't solid, and it wasn't a vapor? When light on the moon vibrates these water molecules, so here we have a water molecule, we have the H2, 2 hydrogen atoms, and 1 oxygen atom. And when it gets hit by infrared light, it actually vibrates. And that vibration sends back a certain frequency of light. And that only happens a specific way when it's in a liquid state. So by measuring those liquid concentrations, they were able to figure out that there was liquid water on the moon. It's not a lot. It's like half a liter per ton of soil. So the question is, where is this liquid water hiding? Well, it's hiding in things. So water is in our atmosphere. We know this because we talk about humidity. The humidity of the atmosphere. When there's a lot of water vapor in the air, that is high humidity. There's water that is soaking into everything. Anything that's wood is absorbing water. Rocks absorb water just straight out of the atmosphere. It's one of those things that it's always there, and if there's any spaces inside of something, it has spaces to seep into the rock or the wood or whatever it is. All of the pages of these books have a little bit of water soaked into them. So some materials will trap the water in between the actual physical substances, like if there's holes in the rock or holes in the fibers of the book. But there are other substances that will trap the water within the molecule. So this brings me to a topic of the day I want to really talk to you guys about, and it's about setting priorities for yourself. We've got a lot of things going on in our lives. Some days are really, really stressful. And one of the ways to get through that is to set priorities, to figure out what's the most important things in your life and how do you fit all the things into your life that you need. One thing is setting reasonable goals for yourself. So let's say this is your life and this is all the space you have in it for different things. And you say, you know what? I'm gonna throw a big Halloween party this year. Maybe that's not gonna work out. Maybe that's too much for you, and you realize that, so you don't try it, okay? So maybe you say, okay, I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna make sure that there's time for exercise in my life. So you put a little baseball in the cup, okay? I've got room for exercise, perfect. You're gonna pick out something else. I'm gonna make some time for family. So I put this rock in there, that's representing family. So let's say that this rock represents the exercise in your life. And we're going to say that these rocks here are going to be maybe your friends and your schoolwork and your cooking and your shopping and your music. And then you could say, oh, I'm going to put in a couple other things. I'm going to see people. See people. If I put in some other thing, gaming, time for gaming. Who wants to have some time for gaming? If I put some time for gaming in there. And what's another thing that you want to have time for? Cartoons! You want to have time for cartoons. Alright, so we put some cartoons here on top. Looking kind of full. What do you guys think? Is this a good use of your priorities? What do you think?
I think you could have a little less gaming and a little less gaming and cartoons, because those are like fun things, but exercise is and your friends and family are important too.
Okay, so I'm going to take out a little bit of the gaming and a little bit of the cartoons.
And
I'm going to put in some
room
smaller
for other
things. Maybe this is something else. And as I get smaller and smaller particles and put some soil in there, it looks like my container is full. Is it really true? Is that full? There's always room for water. Notice how the water will fit in between the spaces. This is one of the ways that it fits in between the spaces of the rocks. It also fits in between the spaces of the molecules. And if you keep saying daddy, 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 they can hear that. You're actually closer to the microphone than I am. You have to use sign language or something if you're trying to interrupt. What do you want to tell me?
Well, I wanted it to be in the video. So how about you don't edit this part? I think that as you grow, the room for things in your life grows too.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I think as you get bigger, you'll get better at finding room for all of these things in your life. That's a great advice. So I hope that you have a great week, and I hope you find room for all of the important things and you make room for all of the things that you love. Have a great day, guys.